for us it was a case of sort of looking at the Sydney Opera House's weight and heft and deciding, all right, we're going to lend that to an area that we think is capable of producing wonderful art that isn't necessarily recognised in that sense. And also looking at what generally happens with these sorts of events around the world, and it was clear there wasn't anything that exactly did what we had in mind, which was celebrate these people as artists or particular voices as artists. Most of what these events do are fan-based events, which are great. They're also conventions, and they're about selling sort of the latest product, and we don't mind that, and we're glad it exists, but it's not what we want to do at all. We want to take what's distinctive and unique about these voices and try and explain why we think these things have risen to the level of art and why we'd like to sort of feature them at the Sydney Opera House. One of the things I'm most pleased about was screening The Lost Thing with the live score before Gautier. At the back of our minds was this sense that we have commissioned Gautier and given him a sum of money to work with Australian animators to animate his new album, and that fits completely within the remit of graphic. But we also didn't want it to look too much like just a parachuted in popular music act that was sort of tacked onto a graphic arts festival. But what struck me most strongly, having had Sean Tan's sort of incredibly immersive and wonderful Lost Thing with the live score beforehand, it sort of sensitized everyone visually to this wonderful world. And then when Gautier comes on with his commissioned animations, everyone, the thread for the entire night is already on the screens and the pictures and the shapes and the imagination, and it just wafted its way through the entire concert. I think had we just gone into Gautier's show cold, it might have felt a little bit more like a rock music event with projections, with an animated component, but having The Lost Thing there just kept a wonderful thread throughout the graphic festival.
To do a live music performance and to actually get animators and artists to actually create the visuals, I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and really, really effective as well.
I think it makes a lot of sense because it's with Wally he had such like clear creative vision, but he also allowed us to do our own thing, which is what we sort of want in jobs. We want to have some creative freedom that you don't always get in commercial jobs, where say you might get a job, there's already a brief and there's already concept art drawn for it, and you sort of just have to fit in, somewhere in the mechanism.
Also in the context of the Opera House show, in that it's a stage show. And so our videos are made to be seen on a big screen behind an audience. So we don't actually have a lot of shots that fly around that pan across. So we're actually we thought to create this kind of space on the screen behind him, as opposed to a music video style where you're actually moving through a space as if it's some sort of narrative with cinematic film language.
We didn't set out to make like standalone music videos. We ended up with one with state of the art, but we sort of initially just wanted something that would complement the music. And so I think.
Well, the thing with the actual band CK, I had been a big fan of their music, but I'd never actually met them or even think that their music would even merge with my visuals. But after seeing the performance, because I actually only saw the music for the very first time at the actual performance, and the music was amazing. Like it was perfectly melded with my artwork. It had such a sort of a really dramatic feel about it, and very filmic as well. So, I'd love to use them again, especially on Scary Go.